Well, welcome everybody back to the Flying Doghouse. Leg number 4 of the North Carolina cross country tour. We're going to make our way from Air Harbor over to Henderson-Oxford. So we're going to visit Burlington, Alamance, and Horace Williams and Chapel Hill, and Raleigh Durham International. And then we'll have our destination at Henderson. So we're working our way across what I would call the North Central Piedmont of the state. So we're going to jump over to the runway. So let's do that. Okay, so this particular airfield is available for download from Flightsim.to. It's Air Harbor. ICAO code W88. We'll have a little bit of a walkabout here and explore some scenery. Walk over here and see what's going on in the hangar. All right. There we go. Good old 152. Any rate, this airfield is delightfully done, and as I mentioned in the previous flight, this is a real world kind of flashback. Anyway, I appreciate the developers' effort with the scenery. Definitely more immersive and engaging than some of the stock stuff that we have in the sim. Although it's not little small white dots we're staring at, so we have to temper our thoughts around that one. All right, so let's jump in the plane. Okay. Our control surfaces seems to be functioning appropriately here. So I do want to take a quick check. Okay, so everything looked in order, so I think we're good to go. Rudder pedals are now functioning as they should, and they weren't. So that would have been fun. All right, let's go ahead and get our park and brake off and start our takeoff roll here. And we will make our way to the east. And we're up. And we did do that as a no flaps takeoff. We'll maintain runway heading here for another few seconds. Let's jump outside the plane. And we'll swing our way back around toward Lake Brant here. And we are on our way. Lots of obstructions to pay attention to here. You got cell phone towers and high power lines or pylons. Okay, so we're going to make our way to the east. There we get ourselves. Got ourselves trimmed out here a little better. All right, so we're not wrestling with the stick quite so much. All right, we'll go ahead and climb up to about 2,500 feet or so. Okay, so our first airfield is Burlington, Alamance. We can jump outside the plane, take a look at the scenery here. So we've got Lake Brant at our 7 o'clock. And lightly rolling green terrain. Again, we've got Greensboro downtown off to our 4 o'clock. And our total route today is, I'll come back off the RPM here. Distance-wise is about 85 nautical miles. So we've got a couple of airfields we'll visit, and then Raleigh, Durham, which is another large airport here in the Carolinas. Lots of tech and industry traffic in and out of that airport. It's also serving our state capital here in North Carolina. So there's general aviation operated out of RDU, as well as a number of airlines and airliners of various types. So we're just going to sit here and enjoy the scenery for a bit. And Burlington sits roughly I guess a third of the way between Greensboro and Chapel Hill. So we'll also visit Chapel Hill on this route. And we'll have a fly over the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. There's a very cool observatory that is operated in this area. Jointly operated by the University of North Carolina at Greensboro and then NC State University. I had the opportunity to experience that when I was in college. Nothing quite like looking at galaxies and planets through a large telescope. Quite the experience. All right. I'm going to guess we're probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about 4 miles out here. Let's jump back in the plane. Alright, so we're going to turn, set ourselves up for a circuit here. We'll maintain this heading for a couple of minutes and then we'll get ourselves situated for a base. Alright, we can start making a little bit of a turn here. Jump back outside the plane. And airspeed slowed up here some. This Reams Rocket 172 was a lot of fun to fly. We'll make our way over here. And we're going to come in on runway 06. Great place to go fishing. Ourselves some more flap here. And we've got the airfield about 11 o'clock. We'll just make this approach outside the plane. All right, this is Burlington, Alamance. And easy peasy we go. Alright. Back up we'll go. Alright, flaps coming up. Next stop, 21 nautical miles. Make our way over to Chapel Hill. We can jump back in the plane. Vary our view as we go. I guess we can come off the, get our manifold pressure back a little bit. We're not in a hurry. All right. So, as I mentioned, Chapel Hill is home to the University of North Carolina. And the area that we're flying over now fairly close to where the observatory is. And just for grins and giggles, we'll take a look and see if we can use the autopilot here. Well, looks like heading hold is going to perhaps work for us, and it is. Altitude. We'll set that for 3,000 feet. About a 500 vertical speed climb rate. And we'll make our way on across. And the runways at Chapel Hill are going to be 09 and 27. So it does look like we're having issues with the altitude part of autopilot. Let's see if we'll just cut it off and hand fly. No biggie. The joy of Flight Sim 24. I love the texturing. That's with all the weathered vinyl upholstery. It's like someone needs to clean the windscreen. It's one of my obsessive compulsive things. Alright, so get ourselves rebalanced here. And jump back outside the plane. And we're probably about 10 miles out now. So in addition to the University of North Carolina being located in Chapel Hill, there's also a planetarium here. There's a frequent spot for elementary school, middle school tours, field trip. I remember doing that as a young lad. And the atmosphere on game days on campus are quite something to behold. But there are several major universities located in a 45 to 50 mile arc here. So we have NC State University in Raleigh, and then Duke University in Durham, along with UNC Chapel Hill. Again, there are quite a few things to do and see. our trim is all out of whack, so get that properly situated here. Sometimes I see that behavior when I cut on the autopilot on the panel. More so in 24 than in 20. And there are going to be some bugs in the Williams rocket as far as avionics are concerned. But expect an update from the dev. Still worth flying regardless. And no issues over in 2020. So just full transparency there. And I've been battling cold and flu stuff, so we'll see how long voice, etc. holds out here. We may be able to make it through the whole route. If not, I'll pause recording and then we can pick up at in Raleigh. But so far, so good. Should be getting close. Start managing our airspeed down here. Make our way in here, just trying to keep our airspeed appropriately managed. Don't want to get any slower than what we are right now. A little bit of glare to fight through here of this morning sunshine. Yeah, here we go. This is a 4,000-foot runway. Yeah, it looks like we're having a little bit of server misbehaving tonight too with some of the scenery. We will soldier on here. We've got quite a bit of polygoning going on. There's our touch, so we'll see how long the connection holds out. Not it doesn't give me a warm and fuzzy. All right. Our flaps back up here. Get resituated. Given the issues we just had with that small airstrip, we'll see what else we end up with Raleigh Durham. And that's one of the things that I, quite frankly, I don't want to use the word enjoy, but I think you need to see the raw experience in the sim. I mean, I could stop recording here and re-record it later, but as I have mentioned before, stuff is going to happen. And I was not experiencing this issue earlier, so. Anyway, we've got plenty of RAM and plenty of internet bandwidth here in the house, so that's not the issue. I'll just fly a little higher and avoid some of the tree polygons. All right, next stop, Raleigh Durham. And from our last touch and go, we're about a third of the way to the airfield. So there are 3 runways at Raleigh Durham. '05 and 23 right and left. And then also there's a shorter runway, which is 14 and 32. We can use that one for our touch and go. And if that's the case, we'll get ourselves better situated for a downwind leg for that. Yeah, that ought to work. And we'll do a right-hand circuit. Excuse me. A left-hand circuit. Left, the other right. I do have to say with all candor, I haven't seen this much polygoning in 2024. There you have it. When it works, and when it doesn't, doesn't. It's either brilliant or not working, and rarely somewhere in between. But I guess today's flight is sort of an in-betweener. So I guess the next segment of this flight will go from Henderson to up across the border of North Carolina and Virginia. And then we'll make our way down to across the state, and then we'll stop at First Flight in Kill Devil Hill and down to Newbern and Wilmington. Easy for me to say. And then we'll make our way back across the southern Piedmont, and we'll work our way all the way back into the mountains, and we'll end this tour in Murphy, North Carolina. Just a little town that's neatly situated at the tip of North Carolina, where Tennessee and Georgia and Alabama all kind of come together. So it's a beautiful, beautiful part of the state, that's for sure. All right, we're making our way here. I guess we could do one of these big runways just to save a minute or three. Yeah, we'll just do that. Jump back in the plane. There we go. All right, get our airspeed down here. I'm living into my my call sign. Be able to put flap out here in just a second. Yeah, we're now down into the white arc, so we'll go 15 degrees of flaps here. And we'll keep our airspeed about 65. Yeah, even the trees here are looking a little chunky today. Like Lego blocks. Alright. All right, looks like we got good colors there on the PAPI lights. And here we go with the terminal. And obviously we've got a lot of room here for our touch and go, so we're just going to take our time. Keep our eye on the end of the runway here. Alright, hit the throttle here and get back up. Reduce our flaps. All right, and we'll make our way over to Henderson. All right, flaps coming up the rest of the way here. And we'll come back off the RPM a bit. And we can turn and overfly part of the lake here. This is a wildlife reserve area. Get a little bit more airspeed here. Got a little bit of a tailwind. 280 at 3. Cut our pitot heat on. I didn't do that. That might prove to be helpful. It is quite cold. We've been down into the teens in terms of Fahrenheit, so below freezing for about a week now, so which is an unusually long cold snap here in the Carolinas. Right now trees look okay. Yeah, I love it. The developer has put a sticky note here that there's an update available. I think that's charming. All right. Again, more fishing, more boating and fishing opportunities here. Yeah, the thing that makes North Carolina so much fun is the variety of terrain that you have on a relatively short distance. Mountains and coast. They don't call it the variety vacation land for nothing. So there's hiking and camping and fishing and lots of beautiful beaches and beautiful mountains. All right, we're making our way over to Henderson. And we're probably about 20 miles out. Yeah, if we have anything severe go wrong here, we'll be looking for a field to ditch in. There are no nearby airfields to speak of other than our destination at Henderson. I'll jump back outside the plane. Lots of forest in this part of the state. Okay, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 11 miles out now. And I believe our runway is going to be 06. So I guess the major geographical feature here in the Henderson area would then be Kerr Lake, which I believe straddles North Carolina and Virginia. We're close to it. And Raleight Rapids. All right, I think we're probably now about 12 miles out. And to be about halfway through this leg. So I did post a poll in the community tab on the channel. And if you are interested in these being live stream events versus recorded, if you would just record your answer in the poll. And as we work our way across the state and back, we will take that into consideration in terms of how we record the flight. And for something different, we do have a group flight live stream scheduled for this weekend on Saturday at 2000 UTC. We're going to have a fly from Edwards Air Force Base over to China Lake, and we'll make the Star Wars Canyon / Jedi transition run. And we'll do that in some high-speed jet. And I'll be using the built-in A10 from 2024 standard. So looking forward to that. And then we got a helicopter flight planned for a Saturday in February. And I'm also looking at doing a run through the Mach Loop in Wales. And we'll pick something appropriate for that in terms of airframe. All right. We are now closing in on our final destination. I'll be a good citizen and get over here onto the feathers. But this is Oxford, North Carolina. And this would be Interstate 85. Which would be a commonly traveled route on your way to Richmond in Virginia. And you'll be treated to lots of trees, as you can see. Did I mention trees? Alright, so we'll start managing our airspeed here. Jump back inside the plane. We're almost down to flaps 1 deployment speed, so we'll take care of that here in just a second. Look up over the nose. Pull our view back just a little bit so I can see the airspeed indicator. Alright, so flaps now to 8. And we'll go to 15. We'll add a little bit more RPM, keep us again around 65. At this point, I guess we could jump in the rental car and head over to the lake and do some fishing. Or find a nice cabin on the lake and stay inside. Given the current weather. This area of North Carolina got a significant amount of snow, by the way. I noticed there were some photos today on some news sites of snowfall laying around at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, so that's kind of interesting. Every once in a while it happens. And it's usually these nor'easters that go up the East Coast that will bring us very, very difficult, hard to predict snowfall. So as much as I like to give the weather folks a hard time here in North Carolina, weather forecasting here with the Appalachian weather mountain chain is a challenge that cannot be overstated. All right, we are here. And I'm just going to taxi across the grass. little bit naughty. There we go. There we go. We'll stay away from the fuel truck. We don't want to have a bad day. All right. There we got it. I'm going to leave it right here. Hopefully you enjoyed that. So we've made our way from Greensboro over to Henderson. And we will pick up with the next leg. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when we're up to more shenanigans. Hope everybody's keeping well. Until next time, as always, cheers, y'all.